Hello again. Okay, we're going to do the next step on our mini album. I have taken and I have covered the front, the spine, and the back. That was a simple process. I didn't think that it needed to be videotaped. The only thing is I put ties on it to tie it shut. And what I did was I just put some tape on the cover, laid the ribbon on top of the tape, and then I put the cover on top of that. So it is securely glued in there. And I did that front and back. I did the same thing on the back. Just put some tape on the cover, put the ribbon on there, and then put the back cover on. The spine was just cut to size and placed on there. I also, I'll just go through real quick. I also finished up some of the pages. These pages that you've seen, and they are all complete. And this is where we left off. I have finished making all the photo mats for all the pages with the tabs so that they're easy to pull in and out. And then I covered these two last pages with paper, and I covered this page and the back cover with paper. Today I'm going to show you how to put a corner pocket on this page, and I'm going to show you how I do a waterfall on the back page. After that, all I have to do is decorate it, and it will be complete. So what I'm going to do to put a pocket on this page is I cut a piece of paper 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. I scored 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. Now the only other thing that I need to do is to cut it at an angle. So I just place it on my cutter, and I place it from corner to corner. And I cut. I also do the same thing. I cut this at 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches to give me the 1/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. And I'm going to cut this from corner to corner. Like so. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch off at an angle that way. And that way, so that they don't show when I put the paper on. I'm going to cut this corner off like I did with all the other pockets so that it's like that. Then I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to fold this back, and I'll crease them as soon as I find my bone, like so. Now I'm going to use some red tape on this because I want the whole 1/2 inch to be sealed down tight. Don't generally like to use red tape because to me it's not real reliable. I don't use it on the important parts of my album, but I will use them in these cases, in this case, because it won't show. It's not going to have that much wear and tear on it, and It'll be all right in this particular case. Now, if you get just slightly off putting it on there, it does occasionally stick out a little too far. So I just make sure, see how it's sticking out there above? I don't know if you can see it, but right here, there is a tiny, tiny bit sticking out. So I'm just going to slice that off, and that's not working too well. Just so that I don't have some sticking out there. And the same with this side over here. There is a tiny bit that's sticking out. So I will just cut it off. Another thing that you can do, as opposed to cutting it off, is when you tear the back paper off, come on, right already. It's another thing about red tape. It's not as easy to use. Anyway, when you tear the back paper off, just run your finger along here and make sure that all of the tape is folded back. So that none of it shows beyond the edge. Like so. Okay, and then we are going to place this right here in the corner of the designer paper only. Not all the way out to the edge of the page. Like so. And we have a corner pocket. And then the designer page, I cut it corner to corner, but doing that doesn't give me the 1/8 of an inch up here. So I'm going to cut an 1/8 of an inch off. Just make sure before you glue it down that it fits right. And as you can see, I still need to cut more off. Okay, so it will fit on there now, like that. Yeah, I think I like this side, even though it matches awfully close. With the white around it, you'll still be able to see that there's a pocket there. and we will just tape it down. And there we have a corner pocket. Okay, I'm going to leave this page the way it is, because that's also another way that you can do a page. You don't have to add extra pages to it. You don't have to add any pockets to it or belly bands. It can just be left plain like so. All right, now on the back cover, we're going to do a waterfall. And I measured the designer paper is 5 3/4 inches. So I just arbitrarily decided that if I make my waterfall 5 inches wide, I'll still have a bit of trim here and a bit of trim here. And just arbitrarily, I decided I would make each one 3 inches in height. So I cut all my pages. I cut them at 5 inches by 3.5 inches because we need the 1/2 inch to fold back. Okay? So, as I said, I cut it at 5 by 3.5 inches. I scored it at 1/2 inch and I folded it back. And I'm going to put the score tape on it, the red tape on it. Now I'm making sure that it is ever so slightly short of this edge so that it doesn't show. And it may stick out on this edge, which right now it doesn't appear that it is. But if it does stick out on that edge, it'll be okay because I'll show you why here. So you peel the paper off. This is going to be a longer video than I thought it would because I can't peel this stupid paper off. Okay. Okay, so I put the score tape on here. We're going to take this one and we're going to line it up about 1/8 of an inch down from the designer paper. And it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch from each side. Like so. Okay? Open it up. Take your next piece. You can see now why I don't like using red tape. It gets very frustrating. If you don't mind using red tape, then, you know, it's just as easy to use it, I guess, as anything else. Now you're going to take, this is the bottom edge of your 1/2 inch here. You're going to line this piece up with the bottom edge of your 1/2 inch and press it down like that. So you have your page here, you have your 1/2 inch here, you have your page here, here, and your 1/2 inch here. You're going to line them all up directly at the bottom edge of the page before. And I generally put however many fit there. And I estimated on this one that it would be 7 pages that would fit there. So we'll see if that's what it comes out, because that's what I cut. Okay, I'm going to hold back my 1/2 inch flap. I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the page I just put on, and I'm going to fold the flap down. So there we have 3 pages now. Fold your pages up. Line it up with the bottom edge of the page before. Put your tab down. Now you have 4 pages on your waterfall. Now you have 5. 6 pages. Now we have 7 pages. Now I probably could have put one more in there, but I don't really like to go all the way to the bottom. Now, there are several things that you can do with a waterfall. You can leave it just like this, and or you can take maybe a piece of ribbon, and before you put the inside back piece, you could put a piece of ribbon in there, and you could tie it. You know, it would come over and it would tie here in the middle like this. I didn't think to do that, so this won't have a string on it, but generally I do like to do that, and I don't know why I didn't think to do it this time, but it's too late now. So that is how I make my album. Now my album is complete as far as the construction of it, as far as all the pages of it, all the photo mats, all the pockets, belly band, corner pocket, and just leaving the pages plain, and the waterfall. So I think that covers not all of the things that people do in their mini albums, but it covers the basics. Pretty much anything that you might want to do to make your album bigger and better or whatever. So now all I need to do is decorate it, and I don't have everything out here ready to decorate, so I'm going to quit the video now. I'm going to decorate the album, then I will show you how I decorated it and explain a little bit about how I did what I did, and that will be the end of it. And I'm happy to announce that this album has been sold. So the recipient of this album, I think, will be extremely happy with it, and I will finish it up and try and get it off to her as quickly as I can. So I'm going to let you go now, and I will be back with one more video to show you how I decorated it, and then it'll be done. So thank you very much for watching this series. I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope it was informative for some of you. And I tried to make things as clear as I could and go as slow as I could so that you can get each step. You can always go back and rewatch the videos if you need to see something an additional time. Or you can always just leave me comments and ask questions, and I will try and answer your questions as soon as I see them. So thank you all for joining me, and I will be back soon with the final product. Have a good day. be crafty, and I love you all. Bye.